What up, agents? This is AZM for you, and we're about to cover the optimization. If you're optimizing the wrong gear in Division 2, you are literally burning materials for nothing. Today I'm going to show you exactly how the optimization station works, when you should use it, when you shouldn't, and how to avoid wasting hours of farming. Let's get into it. Optimization increases the value of the stat that is already on the gear. It does not change talents. It does not replace attributes. That is what the recalibration is for your recalibration library. Right here, right here, right here. I'll place a link to the recalibration tutorial video at the end of the video, so stay tuned if you need help with that mechanic as well. Optimization simply pushes the stat closer to maximizing it. Think of it as fine-tuning or nearly perfect piece of gear. So a way for me to show you this is let's optimize this. I'll show you. Uh, these are materials, so everything that you do involves around materials needed to be able to optimize. So, in which I will discuss shortly. But as you can see, I have skill damage, skill haste, and at the bottom right you see optimization. Cost to optimize. Those are the materials that it costs. On the right tells you how much it's required. On the left tells you how much that you actually have of that material. And you look at the bar, you see that little extension which is in green that tells you how much you're gaining to optimize. And then order optimize, you're going to hold square if you have the materials. So I'm going to get, I believe it's up to 10%. I'm at 7.4. I roll it, and voila. No, it didn't go up to 10%. 10% is max. So I increased from 7.4 to 8.2. But basically, you can optimize this all the way to max stat roll, being that you have the materials to do so. So sometimes this can actually cause some confusion. So recalibration replaces one stat or talent, and your optimization improves the stat already there. The correct order is almost always recalibrate first, optimize last. If you optimize first and then recalibrate the same attribute that you just optimized, you can completely waste all the materials that you just used to recalibrate your stat. Even though you can actually use it to fine tune your library, so to speak. So if, let's say you have you have your library all maxed out and you're looking for that one attribute that you need to fully have your library maxed out, then you can, if you can afford the cost, you can sit there and take that attribute that you have on that gear or weapon that you would need to roll, and you can probably optimize it to max and then roll that max into the library just to be done with it. Though I wouldn't do that for every attribute, because then that's a lot of wasted materials. So I would only optimize gear that is nearly perfect. Part of your final build already recalibrated correctly, which means that you have the core attributes set and your attributes already set the way you want. And then if you have a piece of gear that needs to, like for instance this right here, I have a Gila glove that I eventually, this is going to be all max stat rolls, so I would slowly over time, when I get the materials, optimize these stats until they become max rolls, and eventually this glove will be completely maxed with max armor, max crit damage, max crit chance, basically making the glove the most effective that it can be. You can also optimize exotics that you plan to keep or use. that is a possibility, as you can see. I can actually roll this and show you. I have materials that I need in order to do this. So, cost of optimization. I have the materials. I hold square. Now this exotic slot is fully researched because it is fully maxed out. You don't want to optimize random temporary gear. Leveling gear, early in-game filler pieces, gear with bad secondary stats. Basically, this will help you from wasting materials that could be put to better use. If you constantly optimize average gear, you're slowing your long-term progression. So when you're farming for a build and you get those pieces in that you know that you're going to use for your build, and they come with the rolls that you need, and you're able to roll whatever attribute or talent to fit your build, then you're going to want to sit there and use that and optimize those pieces. But if it's a piece that's just there temporarily that you're not keeping on your build until you find that piece that you need that comes with the rolls that you're looking for, I wouldn't worry about optimizing it. You only want to optimize the final product. It'll definitely save you a lot of materials. Basically, optimization requires multiple materials. You have your shade calibration, field recon data, you have your faction materials, and your crafting materials. So if we go to resources, you can see right here under optimization materials, it's even labeled. And then you can go through and you can look at got your shade recalibration, which is the clipboard, your flag, the field recon data. Your factions is the emblem that represents the faction, their core signature or their image signature. And then of course you have your alloys for your certain type of weapon and gear that you also need. So basically some smart ways to approach it. You want to build your library first. Farm for those strong rolls. That's most important. Calibrate the worst stats is a waste of time. So all those average gears you can just crush or sell for more resources or currency. You're basically looking for gears that have near max stat rolls that you can roll into your library until you get max stats. And then once your recalibration library is close to being done, even if you don't get it fully maxed out, the main focus is making sure you get everything rolled in. You want all the talents rolled in there because that way when you go to make a build, you don't want to have to run into anything where you know a talent that you want and you go to extract it onto that gear and then you don't end up having it. So this is the main focus is the library, and then you worry about the optimizing, because optimization is basically the final polish, not the foundation. Think of it like detailing a car after you've built it. Got a message? If a stat is extremely low, sometimes it's cheaper long term to farm a better drop instead of optimizing from scratch. Also, extract exotic gears often cost more to optimize than your regular gear. So make sure it actually parts is a part of your long-term build before investing. Optimization is in-game refinement, not early progression. Basically, you don't want to get a roll where you have one max stat roll and then the two other stat rolls, or let's say your crit damage was at 1% and your crit chance is at 3. Sometimes it might be better just to sit there and farm for another piece, unless you really want to sit there and grind for materials, which is a grinding within itself. So either way, you're going to be grinding. It's better to just farm for the piece rather than trying to farm for the materials and trying to max out the stat rolls that way. But if your RNG seems to be pretty bottom of the totem pole, like some of us, because my RNG is not that great. There are pieces that I still have yet to obtain that I want. Sometimes it might be, if it comes down to it and you get that gear and you're like, I've been farming for this for months, I just got this piece. Hopefully it don't take you months to get the piece, but if it does, then you're like, I'm gonna hang on to it and I'm just gonna optimize it. Then maybe, but otherwise it's always better to sit there and grind for the piece, for better rolls, and then optimize it when you get a piece that has better rolls. Or grab a friend. Grab a friend to help you grind. If you're in a clan, definitely grab clan members. Hit the you want to hit the farming methods, whether it be summit or the I don't forgot what it is. We'll run all the way over here. Mid video, I done forgot what I was about to say. Man. Countdown, that's what it is. Countdown and summit are your two main ways to sit there and farm. So definitely grab a friend, grab clanmates, and hit the ground running. The more people you have helping you, the faster you can actually find that gear that you're looking for. If this saved you from wasting materials, drop a like and subscribe. I've included the tutorial video on the left. Make sure to check it out. If you have any other questions, drop a comment. I'm coming up with more tutorial videos to help new and returning players, so that way they can understand the mechanics if they ever had questions, doubts, to better understand, so they can hit the end game with full knowledge of what they are wanting to do and the builds that they're wanting to make. They can hit the ground running. So until next time, agents, this is AZM for you. Over and out.